In one day, around 1,000 XRP tokens disappeared. Nor stolen, nor hacked, just burned as costs for transactions. This isn't just another number for crypto. This burn rate just hit a record high, and something else is going on behind closed doors that could completely shut off retail investors from XRP. We need to discuss about what's going to happen. Most people don't see that XRP is going through a big change right now. People are talking about price charts and whether we'll see $5 or $50. But there's a lot deeper change happening. The infrastructure is evolving, the rules for who can access it are changing, and the time frame for when ordinary investors can buy XRP without restrictions may be getting shorter, faster than anyone thinks. At the end of this film, you'll know exactly when this window might close and what that implies for people who are still waiting. So, let's start with what just happened to the burn rate. XRP's price recently climbed up a lot after it fell sharply. And during that time, the network burned around 1,000 tokens in fees in just 24 hours. That's a new record. Most people don't get this, though. It's not simply about how rare the burn rate is. Yes, that's one reason. But the real question is, what makes the burn go faster in the first place? A lot of transactions. And what makes the number of transactions go up? Usefulness. When XRP starts moving tokenized assets around the world on a large scale, when micropayments become the norm, and when institutional flows go up, that burn rate is going to soar through the roof. We're not talking about 1,000 tokens every day. That number might grow very quickly. And while scarcity is a factor, the wider picture includes ETF inflows, long-term investors keeping their XRP locked up for years, and a supply shock that most people aren't ready for. If you think this analysis is helpful, please click the like button. It helps more people find out about this while it still matters. But this is when things get awkward. One expert just said that XRP could fall back to 50 cents before the next big rise. He said, "I'm not trying to be bearish, just honest. People should be ready for the possibilities." He said that XRP recently broke through a critical support level and that there is a lot of resistance above current pricing. And you know what? He should be careful. Markets don't always go up. XRP could definitely go back to lower values, but things are different now than they were in early 2024. No one wanted to hear about XRP when it was at 50. People said it would never get above $1 again. The lawsuit was taking a long time. There wasn't much confidence. But now we've seen XRP hit 3 peelers in a short amount of time. We know for sure that it can move quickly. If XRP drops below 50 cents today, the way people think about the market changes completely. At that price, some investors would put all of their money in because they now know what's possible. That drop to 50 cents wouldn't be scary, it would be a chance. And that's a big change in the way you think. But something far bigger is going on that affects everything. It's important to pay attention to an idea that is going around right now. After the price goes up a lot, retail investors might not be able to acquire XRP at all. The goal is for it to exclusively be available to institutions. And not just access for institutions, but with a fee. Picture XRP selling for $1,500 or $2,000. This hypothesis says that if you want to get your hands on the real bearer asset, you could have to pay a lot more than the spot price, just like you would for real gold. The price of gold is about $2,700 an ounce right now. But if you want to buy real gold, you'll have to pay more than $3,000. The premium is there due of a lack of supply, logistics, and demand. XRP could end up like that too if it becomes an important bridge asset for the world's financial system. Some people think that XRP will be gone from retail exchanges totally before they flip the switch. You wouldn't be able to get it. If you wanted to get in, you would have to go through an accredited investor who could help you buy it. Is this possible? I think it's conceivable, especially just before the big change happens. The issue is timing. I'd say that retail access could be limited before 2028 if I had to guess when. I think it will happen sometime in 2027. Stay with me because the next piece of information will show you why this is important. Most people don't realize that we're going through a major change in the way our financial systems work. Sandy Call, the executive VP and head of innovation at Franklin Templeton, just said this in the best way. She stated, We're going from a world of accounts to a world of wallets. We've had separate checking accounts, savings accounts, brokerage accounts, and retirement accounts for the last 50 years. But that's not the case now. You only have one wallet in the new system. That wallet has everything in it: your money, your assets, your ID papers, your insurance policies, and more. Stable coins are bringing money into this new world. Tokenized money market funds are adding savings accounts to it. Investments are going into tokenized stocks and bonds. This isn't just a theory. This is going on right now. And this is the most important element. You won't need any more bank accounts. You are now your own bank. That was what crypto was supposed to do. Isn't that right? The XRP ledger promised individuals that when they acquired XRP, they could borrow against it and make money from it without doing anything. It's turning into a one-stop store. The banks are aware of this. That's why they're pushing digital wallets so hard, to stay relevant. But the truth is that younger people are already moving away from traditional banks. A lot of them will never go to a real bank branch in their lives. The change is already happening. But this change is happening faster all across the world. But in the United States, there's a big problem that's slowing everything down. There will be another meeting at the White House on February 10th to talk about stable coins. And guess who is coming this time? The banks. They are now officially at the table, and they're going to sit there and argue about the yield on stable coins again. The banks are trying to keep their jobs, thus nothing useful is going to get done. In the meantime, all the other countries are moving on without all these arguments. They're not fighting over whether or not to let new ideas happen. They're just doing it. The US is slipping behind as Washington is in meetings. What's keeping things from moving? It's not the technology. It's not ability. It's politics and old institutions attempting to keep their power. Polymarket says there is a 70% chance that the US government will shut down again by February 14th. More delays, more standing still. The US regulatory system is frozen even while the rest of the world is moving forward. But here's the deal. Even though there have been a lot of delays and disagreements, certain approvals are going through faster than ever. And that tells you a lot about what matters most. The Trump administration just gave the go-ahead for a tech business that supports Bitcoin to run as a national bank, or Anor Bank. This is a Peter Thiel-backed institution that got approved in record time. We're talking about a big change in federal banking policy that will help innovation. This bank raised $635 million and is meant to take the role of Silicon Valley Bank by serving the high-tech and crypto industries. In short, they are building a bank for cryptocurrency innovation. So here's my question. When will Ripple gain this level of approval? They got the green light to launch their stablecoin, but things have been quite quiet since then. Where is the major news? Where is the institutional integration we thought we would see? I think things are going swiftly in certain areas, but slowly in others. And the inconsistency is annoying. Everything is good to go once the right rules are in place. I think that's when XRP prices will really start to go up. There won't be a big jump on the first day. There will be slow upward growth along with big news about institutions adopting it. We're in a waiting game, though, until it happens. Please tell me in the comments. Do you think Ripple's creation of a stable coin will start the next big XRP rally? Or do you think it will be something else? Leave your comments below since I'm really interested in what you perceive. But even with all the delays and ambiguity about the rules, something unexpected happened during XRP's latest drop. A lot of investors bought a lot. They bought when the price went down. This drop could make more XRP billionaires than the last rally did because of it. This is why it makes sense. I asked users on X what price they'd buy XRP at right now when it was over $3. Most people said, if it got close to $1, I'd go all in. And a lot of those folks really did it. They waited for the right time to act, and when it came, they did. But here's the thing. Not everyone buys on days when the price is low. Some consumers won't buy when prices are low because they want to see the asset move first. They wait for momentum, and every time they purchase, it's at the top. That's just how people think. During crashes, fear keeps them out, and during rallies, FOMO brings them in. This is why you buy on days when the market is down. When everyone else is in a panic, that's when the best chances come up. But this is what actually matters. If you acquired XRP for 50 cents, or $1, or even $3, there's one item that changes everything for every XRP holder. and we need to talk about it. If you're still with me, make sure you're subscribed because the next few months are going to be very important for anyone who owns XRP. I'm going to explain every big news story as it happens, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Simply click the subscribe button and set on notifications. A lot of individuals think that XRP's big rise will come overnight, and I agree with that. Anyone who isn't in the market will be priced out right away as the price goes up. I'm talking about a surge that hits so quickly that you won't have time to do anything. And this is the most important element. It will come without any notice. There won't be a news story that states XRP is poised to blow up. It's going to happen. One day you'll wake up and the price will have changed. Anyone who has XRP will be in. If you wait for the right entrance, you'll be trapped watching from the outside, hoping for a pullback that may never happen. This is how the switch to the new financial system will be comparable. There won't be any TV coverage of it. They won't tell you ahead of time. One day the old way will come back. The next day we'll be using the new one. Also, if you're not at the right place, you'll have to work hard to catch up. Let's speak about the real timetable now, because this is the most important item we've talked about thus far. The speed at which the burn rate goes up, the notion of institutional access, the move to wallet-based infrastructure, the delays in getting regulatory permission, the approvals for banking licenses, and the changes in market psychology. I think this is what is coming. Before 2028, the big change happens. But to be more exact, I suppose we're talking about sometime in 2027. That's when I think retail access to XRP might be limited. That's when the switch flips. That's when the new money system starts working. And it's going to happen just like I said it would. There was no announcement, no warning, just execution. The banks and other financial organizations are ready. They are already building the infrastructure. People are already talking behind closed doors. The only thing left to do is to see if retail investors are ready before it happens. Because once it does, the chance is gone. You're either in or you're out. There is no intermediate ground. So here's what you need to know. You're in the accumulating phase right now. This is still the window, whether XRP is at $1 or even $0.50. This phase concludes when the rules are in place, when other institutions start using it, and when the infrastructure is fully up and running. And when it ends, it will never start again. Execution is the next step. That's when prices go up quickly, access is limited, and the market splits holders from onlookers. Every drop you see right now is a chance. FUD is just noise. Every time something is delayed in Washington, you have more time to get ready. But that time is short. We're not talking about 5 years from now. We are talking about months, maybe a year or two at most. You'll know exactly what I meant when I stated it arrives without notice when it happens. Stay patient, stay aware, and stay in your place till then. The change is coming, and it's going to change everything. What are you going to do? Are you buying more during these dips, or are you waiting for confirmation? Leave a comment with your strategy. If you made it this far, please subscribe again and share this video with anyone who needs to hear it. The window is becoming smaller. Get ready when it comes.